I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but we posted our first YouTube video 15 years ago. It was the end of July 2007. To give you a frame of reference, at the time, YouTube didn't even let you post TV quality stuff. It wasn't even standard definition. Forget HD and 4K, that was a fantasy. Yeah. Also, Apple had released the iPhone the month prior. It's that long ago, and GoPro was selling GoPros. They were on the Hero 1, and it was bad.
We were younger and thinner and hopefully better looking then, but we wanted to do something different. We wanted great cars that the normal average person could afford and drive something they love every single day. Everyday driver.
Well, Paul and Todd, from your friends at the Smoking Tire, we wanted to congratulate you on your 15-year anniversary. You've been around even longer than us.
Yep, you are older than us, and damn do you look it.
And we also wanted to thank you for taking the position of being everyday drivers, leaving a nice big hole in the room for us to drive all the really fun, expensive cars.
Very generous of you. We appreciate your charity.
Here's to 15 more years. Hopefully, YouTube still exists then.
We wanted to create a car show that we wanted to watch. Ultimately, it took a year for us to decide what the show would be and what the show wasn't. I want to discover new automotive experiences and share them with my best friend. And once you've watched, you've heard from two different people.
So we pioneered this idea of both of us in the same car, giving differing opinions and letting you, the audience, decide what you felt. Of course, now that seems really commonplace, but 15 years ago, it was just us.
Paul and Todd, congratulations on your 15th year on YouTube. That's a huge accomplishment.
Great job pioneering the two-guy car review style.
And I'm super jealous of where you guys get to film all your drone shots. Everything looks amazing. But you guys are welcome to come up to Cliche Corner and get all those same epic shots, but not quite as good looking.
Just with tall bushes.
Yeah, come up and visit us, guys.
Todd and I started out and we just thought a few $100s making videos on YouTube would be great. A little bit of pocket money, a hobby that pays for itself. But what's most fun is explaining what we do to people when they just casually ask, "So what is it that you do?" They don't expect our next answer.
15 years ago, it was the dawn of YouTube. So much has changed since then. All of YouTube has changed. All of society has changed. But I would say the worst trend since we started is vlogging. The whole, look at the car I bought, look at the car I tuned, look at the car that I wrecked, look at the car I took through McDonald's, and then look at the car that I sold. I cannot stand it, but it is wildly successful. I cannot believe how many channels make money I can't even fathom doing the vlogging concept. It drives me nuts. You can get it in makeup and cars and unboxing, and you've got to stop.
Everyday Driver is celebrating their 37th year anniversary. They started in dental cleanings and then they moved into a moving company. Now they're in automotive videos.
And I've been watching them literally since I was a fetus. Been watching them for 45 years. Let me tell you, they make some incredible videos. While they lack some of our creativity, we bought the GR86 first, excuse me. They do have stronger hairlines than us. They have higher T levels than us and much better jaw lines.
And we bought the Ferrari first.
Yeah.
I bought the Bugatti, what was the other one?
Lamborghini Aventador.
Yeah, and then my
all
favorite,
this YouTube money.
The Gallardo.
Oh yeah.
See you later, alligator.
I thought I was going to be a car designer. That was the only thing on my mind when I went to Art Center, and I was on that trajectory, and then I discovered furniture design, and then along the way, Todd and I started driving cars and mounting cameras in cars and filming ourselves. And it's become a creative outlet. It's very satisfying that way, but it's definitely a different change of lifestyle, which I didn't expect.
Something that's changed as a result of the show that would have never happened otherwise is the community and friends that have been built up around this brand. I've met people all over the world as a result of Everyday Driver. Many have become close friends. I would have never even met them without this show. And then the secondary thing that I never imagined is going to the ring and spa regularly. We go on a pilgrimage every single year. We started it as just a stupid movie. The two of us are going to try to do it, see if it works. Now we lead a trip every year. I go back to the ring and spa. They feel kind of like home. I get on these amazing tracks I never thought I'd drive once. Now it's an annual thing because of this show.
Congrats on 15 years, guys. So grateful to have been a part of the journey so far, and for the people that I've met along the way. Looking forward to many more adventures in the future.
Just want to extend my congratulations to Todd and Paul on 15 years of producing some of the best automotive content out there. I've been following Everyday Driver for almost all of their automotive career, and I actually wrote my first article for the guys over 4 years ago already. So over this time, the crew has really become a big part of many of our automotive lives, with the website being a great outlet for those of us not on camera, and the videos and the podcasts, and especially the never-ending shenanigans on the Everyday Driver Discord, always making for a good time and a lot of fun. So it's been a really fun ride so far, a great 15 years, and thank you, Todd and Paul, and here's to 15 more.
In 15 years, there's been some depressing, hard times. YouTube has always been frustrating for us. And there was a time when I almost thought, you know what, forget it. It was around 2016, 2017. We were about 10 years in. We did a Kickstarter campaign to try to do more content. And it was an abysmal failure. And the response to it was scathing, that we would dare ask for help. Now we have a ton of patrons and a great Discord and a wonderful community of supporters around us. But then it was acerbic and it was painful. And I almost thought, you know what, it's just not worth it. I'm gonna stop. But then shortly thereafter, we had the opportunity to become a TV show, which revolutionized our channel, our brand, and our ability to step into it full time. So I'm glad we didn't stop.
Hey, what's up, guys? We got to work with y'all back in, what, 2017
It's
now?
been a while.
A really long time ago, but man,
Before you guys went legit on TV and all that.
before you became broadcast, sold out. But man, I still remember we were in the mountains of Utah in the back of a Porsche Macan, and I think Paul was following us very, very, very closely in a Mercedes GLA AMG.
Gotta get that shot.
I was like, oh my God, these guys do this for every shoot. They go this hard for every shoot. And yeah, it was like a great teaching moment of just how rowdy you need to be in order to get the shot sometimes.
We would record our in-cars and it would take us like 6 takes to get it right. And then we'd watch you guys do it and it was just like first time every time. It was phenomenal. You guys are real pros.
Thanks for being such professionals and congratulations on 15 years.
Yeah, I don't know how to end this. Let's do another take. 6 takes?
When we first started the show, Todd and I vowed to never become jaded car journalists. And it's always tough to approach a car with an open mind, even knowing all the stats and specs and how it was built, where it was built, and expecting a car to drive like it is, and being surprised, either good or bad. I like being surprised when the car turns out to be excellent. But I'm also surprised after knowing something about a car, thinking it will be great, and then it isn't. That is fascinating, and I translate that to new experiences, whether it's food or travel, vacations. I try to bring that to everything that's not cars.
Hey Paul and Todd, this message is coming to you from an Italian city, and over there is a very old temple, which is a great fit, seeing how you guys are YouTube dinosaurs, and for 15 years now I've done the videos on YouTube, Amazon Prime, television, Blu-ray, and doing the pilgrimages in Germany and whatnot. And well, 15 years, congratulations on being YouTube dinosaurs. Latest.
The biggest thing that grew the Everyday Driver brand that I didn't expect was the podcast, which we did kind of on a lark, and then followed with actually finally becoming a TV show. Those two things have broadened us in ways we never expected, but we hoped for when we started, and just weren't possible on YouTube.
One memory I do have of Todd and Paul is way back when TFL Studios was sort of getting started, so were they, and they were at an event where there were several cars they had to shoot, and these guys were on top of it. They shot every moment they could, unlike a lot of other journalists who were there and frankly were there just to play with cars. These guys worked their butts off, and I tip my hat to them. What about you, Andre?
Only one thing comes to mind about Todd and Paul is high quality, very passionate automotive car reviews. They just go above and beyond, and I listen to the podcast too. When I need to know about cars, that's where I go.
Also, one of them has a really good head of hair. I just wanted to say that. The other one maybe not so much. You could figure that out.
We've done this for 15 years already. It's hard to fathom that that's true.
15 years. 15 years ago, I was in high school. 15 years ago, you were reviewing a Mazda Miata. 15 years later, I am driving a Mazda Miata. And in your review, you had a quote that I, as a viewer, had listened to. But now tables have turned and you have to listen to that same quote from me because you are now the viewer. Tables have turned. You said, you feel like you're the best driver in the world. And let's be honest, you're probably not. Congratulations on 15 years. That is an awesome achievement, Todd and Paul. All the best.
If you don't recognize me without the helmet, I'm Nate. I'm in my Corvette today. It's not my everyday driver, but I do drive it quite a bit. And that's what it's all about. Putting a smile on your face in a car that you can drive, that you don't have to be precious with and you can enjoy, and ignite your passion for cars. Just like Paul and Todd did 15 years ago in all of us by sharing their love for automobiles with an unlimited audience of like-minded people. I found them 14 years ago. I immediately knew that this was a channel I had to follow. These two guys get it. I've known them for about 8 of the last 15 years that I've been aware of them. And my favorite thing about them is there is no act, there is no gimmick. What you see on screen is what you get. They are the nicest human beings on the planet. And anything with an engine and wheels gets them giddy, just like it does me. So thank you guys for 15 years and hopefully many more. Thank you for the amazing content. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for all the proclivities shared. Thank you for letting me be involved. And most of all, thank you for continuing to keep your passion burning, which fuels all of our bad decisions financially.
Now, of course, we have to think about what's the next 15 years like? What do we want this to be? And the thing is, Paul and I never set out for this to be the Paul and Todd show. It is, but we set out to build a brand in Everyday Driver. And I cannot believe the community that we have, the people that support the brand, the people that hang out and have become friends and had meetups because of this brand. I want the brand to continue. I'd like Paul and I to be the elder statesman, where it's like, oh, the old guys did this video. We're getting there. We want other hosts to come in and carry the show forward. My son will be old enough to do reviews at that point. Will he want to do that? I don't even know, maybe. I want the brand to carry forward. I'd like the show to be even bigger than it is on some big streamer with a much bigger budget. I'd love us to have a magazine. Wouldn't that be crazy? Paul loves magazines. He would spearhead a magazine wonderfully. I would love this to continue, be bigger than us, be a brand that people know, and we're a part of it.
When I was younger, I used to listen to Car Talk, and it made car maintenance and everything surrounding car ownership a lot less intimidating. I really love Everyday Driver so much because it does the same thing. It makes car ownership and car shopping a lot less scary as well, and a lot more fun. So thanks again for everything the whole crew does. We really appreciate it, and here's to another 15 years.
I still love that Everyday Driver represents community. There are no dumb questions. You don't have to be an expert in Subaru engine codes or Nissan chassis codes to be included as part of this. I love that everybody has found a home, and I love that it transcends all religion, all politics. It doesn't matter. We just love talking about cars and wanting everybody to drive something they love. I never want that to change. Maybe there's 2 new hosts. Maybe there's multiple hosts. But I still love the diversity of the show, and I want that to continue, whether it's the podcast, the TV show, the episodic stuff on YouTube, the single car reviews, and most importantly, the meetups and the trips. That has become a cornerstone for Todd and I, and we get so much out of that.
About 9 years ago, I did that thing you do when you're excited about a new car and you watch every single possible review you can find on the thing. That was me with the Scion FRS. That's how I came upon Todd and Paul. I came across their video on it and thought, who on earth are these guys and what's with that long hair? Little did I know, a couple years later, I'd be invited along for the ride, and it's been quite a ride. We've grown a lot. Thanks to you guys. Thanks Todd and Paul for inviting me along, and happy anniversary, everyone.
If I had to think about my favorite things we've done and released over 15 years, we've done a lot of feature films. My favorite one of those is American Original, where we drove all the generations of the Corvette. That was a hard-fought film, but I love the result. It had a TV episode called Inspiration. It's a very personal piece, and I love it. And recently, We did for YouTube only an East Coast monster road trip in our cars of the past, and that was more fun than I ever imagined. It was fun to shoot, it was fun to drive. I couldn't believe some of the stuff we got to do. There were costumes, there was comedy, it was amazing. I love that piece, I'm very proud of it, and it happened recently.
James, come do the everyday driver thing.
Oh, the thing for the guys that my mum said are the taller, better looking, more articulate, better driving versions of us?
Yeah. Happy 15 years, boys.
So thank you guys for connecting with what we do, for watching, for being a part of this 15 years. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks for being our peers and our patrons, our friends, our fans, just connecting with Everyday Driver as a brand.
We're excited for more growth. We're excited for new opportunities. We're excited for adventures and things we haven't even thought of yet. So join us for 2 TV seasons a year, now 3 podcasts a week, continued films, continued adventures. We're excited.
We're excited for 500,000 subscribers whenever that happens. Even 1 million. We hope you guys are subscribed. We're looking for lots more here. Stuff we haven't even thought of yet, I'm sure we're going to do in the next 15 years. So we're just glad to have you with us.